Hello everyone, this is Debbie and I'm here with part 3 of our vintage stationery box, and this is the box that we're working on right here. All of you should have already completed the base of your box, and this is what it looks like. Also, on the second video, I gave you a list of items that you'll be needing to complete your project. Also, gave you the cutting guide too for the different papers that we are using. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and decorate our book or our box. If there's anybody that has not had the chance to create their box or cut their papers, go ahead and do that right now and then come back to this video when you're ready to decorate your box. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use magnets, and I like the basic gray magnets. I love these things. They are ultra thin and they stick very, very well. So you guys might want to get some of those. And then what I'm going to do is I like to, first of all, attach the magnet to the flap. And you're going to go ahead and remove the paper backing that's on there. And you're going to apply it to the inside of your box flap. And I like to do it to the flap first because I know that my paper will cover my magnet here. Down here I have a much larger room for the magnet to rest. So I know that there will not be a problem with the magnet being covered with the paper. So go ahead and take the paper off the second piece. Go ahead and attach that to the magnet that you put on the flap, making sure that everything is even here. Go ahead and close your box, and you can see right here where the magnet is going to go. It left a little mark there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attach glue. And the glue that I'm going to be using for my entire box will be Beacon's 3-in-1. I like the wet glue. If you guys prefer the double stick tapes, the red tapes and all that, go ahead and use that. Use whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, and that's where I'm supposed to put my magnet, is right there. That's where it left the mark. So when this closes, both of those magnets will meet up right there. Okay, so go ahead and grab your paper that you would have cut from La Gazette. And we cut 2 of these. One of them, or they're both 6 by 7 and 7/8. And these are the ones that go on your outside front and back of your box. So go ahead and attach those. And because I'm using white glue, I'll get my piece on there quicker than if you're using the double stick tape. So go ahead and pause if you guys need to do that. So I'm just applying my glue to this whole entire piece. And then I'm going to apply that to the front, making sure that you have equal distance apart or from the edge here on the sides and the bottom and the top. There should be about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So go ahead and apply that to your front. And I like to go ahead and put my box at this point down like this and really press it to make sure that everything is adhered. Okay, so you guys go ahead and continue with yours, and I'm going to go ahead and get my back going. Okay, so there it is, and see how that is right there. Until I get my paper here, it's not going to stay. So I'm going to do that here in just a moment. Right now I'm going to go ahead and do the back. And for any of you guys who would like to try the 3-in-1, be really, really careful with this glue, guys. Your finished furniture will get destroyed with this. It eats away at that finish on your furniture. So not a good thing to use it on unfinished furniture. Okay, here we go. Got that on there. Equal distance all the way around there. Whoops. That's looking good. Okay, a little bit more over this way. And then as well, if you're using this glue, if you're messy like I am, there is an eraser, and it takes that glue off really, really nicely. Like right up here, I don't like that I have glue there. So I'm going to just go ahead and erase it. It just balls it right up. There it is. That's it. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do my sides. And you guys will probably have to pause to get caught up, but I just want to go ahead and I did a lot of prep work, so I'm ready to go. Alrighty, there we go. Got that side, and it'll be the same on the sides as well. You should have about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around, the black showing around the edges here. And then go ahead and really rub and make sure that that is adhered well. Let me get that back again. I didn't do that. Okay, that looks good. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And then make sure you put the cap back on your glue, because I tell you, that glue, all of a sudden you look over and it looks like there's a volcano coming out of it. The glue just goes right up out the top. Get that adhered well. Okay, I want to go ahead and get this inside piece right here done. I just want to make sure that I got the base of this done right now, because we want to make sure that the magnet is encased there. And the one that I use on the inside, now you guys can decide if you want to actually cut the inside flap out of a decorator paper, or like I'm doing here, I'm just using black. You can decide, and the reason why I did black is because I don't have a lot of this paper left, and you know, so black is good for this part. Okay, so let me go ahead and attach my magnet back up here where it's supposed to be, which is right there. I'm going to turn it around and glue this flat piece, this flat mat. And this is basically just used really to encase that magnet in there. Don't want those magnets out like this here. Number one, they can be pulled off. Number two, it's not very pretty. Okay, so go ahead and put this on here. Now, for those of you who do have this particular die, the Tim Holtz brackets die that I cut this with, what I do is I cut a piece that is the size of the mat here, and then I make a template. Oh, what did I do with it? I have it around here somewhere. Hello, template. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I make a template. So what I can do is, after I make this and I know that it fits well on my piece here, I'll take this, I'll put it onto my paper, and then I will trace around that and then just cut it by hand. I like doing that for pieces like this that are matting. Okay, so that is glued down very well. All right, now it will close, and you don't have that magnet showing. Okay, so there's that. And you guys go ahead and pause if you need to. Turn my light on here so we can see what we're doing. Okay, great. Okay, now that we have that, now we're ready to do some more matting. And out of your black pieces, you would have two solid black pieces here, and they're both the same size, and they are the outside and inside bottom pieces, 4 3/8 by 7 7/8. And one of them goes right here on the bottom of your box. And that's just to clean that up a bit, because you'll see where you have your box supports. Okay, so now I have the bottom piece on my box to cover the bottom where we have our box supports. And the other one will go inside onto the bottom on the inside in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. All right, there we go. Okay, and then that just very carefully slip that down in there. And there you go. Go ahead and press it down. Okay, now while we have the box open, let's go ahead and get the inner piece of the box here. And you're going to be having a front and back inside piece. And those are, let's see, those are going to be 5 7/8 by 7 3/4 for both of those. And those are going to go right in here like this. Now, I just slip it right down in like so, making sure that the sides are even here and that you have about a 1/16 of an inch right there on the top. Okay, and go ahead and press it down. Move it a little bit. There we go. All right, and press that down. Okay, now let's do the front piece. These boxes go together really quickly once you have all of that prep work done. You just fly right through this. Okay, and then go ahead and put your lid back and then slip that in and press it down. I just think that these would make such nice gifts, maybe even for a bride, and she could keep maybe her invitation in there, and the boutonniere, you know, all her cards and that she receives. I just think, I mean, there's just so many neat things you can do with these. Maybe even for a baby, you know. I don't know, a birthday, you could put gifts in it and make it like a double gift. Okay, so there we go. I have the front and the back. And then we're going to go ahead and do the sides. Now the side pieces, and that is out of the same paper, the focal point, and those are 4 3/8 by 5 7/8 each. All right. And this glue is a little stringy. It's not quite as bad as a hot glue, but it's still stringy. So you may have little strings here and there. Okay, now let me get the other side. Okay, there it is. Talking about strings, there they are. All right. Okay, there it is. So nice and clean. I really like that. That looks really good. Okay, go ahead and when you guys are done with that, go ahead and close your piece. And we're going to go ahead and add the lid inside and outside. So this piece just goes like so. And like I said, I did go ahead and stain all of the edges of my pieces. I really like that. I don't like the white edges that you get with the scrapbooking paper. Like, for instance, here's some right here. You can see the white edges on there. And I just really like it to where that's covered. And if you guys don't have the Distress ink, you can, for this project right here, because of the base of the box is black, you could just use like a Sharpie or something like that on there, and that just covers it, and it looks really, really nice on your piece. Okay, so go ahead and glue the lid mat. Goes right on the top like so. And again, it's going to be about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Got a little bit of glue back there. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, and there that is. Now go ahead and do the inside of your box, the top of the lid right there. And this one, you know what? Wait on this one. Wait on this one. Don't put that one on yet, because we still have to do our pen holder. In fact, let's go ahead and do our pen holder right now. Go ahead and put your box to the side. Take this piece, and then you will have this piece right here, and this is the 1 3/4 by 4.5. Grab that one, and then you're going to have 2 of the black, solid black pieces, and one of them is 1 inch by 6.5 inches. The other one is 2 by 4 3/4. So go ahead and grab all of those pieces right now. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the striped piece, glue that, and then you're going to lay that on top of this black matting right here, just making sure that it's even all the way around, about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so you have a piece that looks like this. And I have glue there, so I'm erasing that, getting that off of there. And glue over here. I'm messy, guys. That's one thing about me, is I am messy when I am gluing. Sometimes I get a little carried away with the glue. Okay, so we have a piece like this. Then you're going to take this piece right here, and this one is going to go over the top like this, and you're going to make sure that you have it even this way, and over on this side about 1 inch, and on this side about 1 inch. It's not a real major big deal if it's not exactly 1 inch, but try to get as close as possible. So go ahead and glue this piece like so. You don't have to go all the way here and all the way here, just glue right here in the middle, and lay that over on the top of this piece. So I will show you, while you guys are doing that, I'll show you what piece we're doing right now. This is going to be our pen holder, and it's right here, right over here, and this is the piece that we're creating right now, is this piece right here. Okay, so go ahead and glue that. And then when you're done with that, this piece right here is 8 inches. So at about 4 inches, get it mine measured. I'm going to go ahead and measure mine, 4 inches. And it looks like We're at 4 inches, about right there, and you don't have to use a permanent marker for this. Okay guys, now that you have your 2 marks here, this is just so that you will, it'll make it easier for you to center this piece right on the lid mat. Okay, but first of all, I would like for you to go ahead and grab whatever pen you are going to want to put in this box and slip it underneath this piece, kind of centered. And what I like to do is I kind of like to rock it back and forth like so. And what you're going to do is it's going to give you a little piece like this. I like to do that just so it, you know, kind of forms that little notch that you're going to be putting your pen in and out of. Okay, now go ahead and take this piece and then fold your little 1-inch flap down like this. Go ahead and glue that. Go ahead and glue on that. And then right here, centered on that mark that you made, glue that back behind so you're looking at a piece that looks like this for right now. Okay. Now this other side right here is going to go flush up to the bottom edge here, but we need to glue this down a little bit right here so we'll have that nice little pocket for our pen to go into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably go in. Let me measure that. Let me measure and see. Oops, wrong side. I would say probably about 1 3/4 inches from here to here. Apply some glue. So you're looking at something that looks about like so. So 1 3/4 inches from here to where you would end your glue. And go ahead and press that down. Okay, like so. Then what we're going to do is on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go about 1 3/4 inches here. And then, oops, I was supposed to tell you guys to fold that flap. So go ahead and fold that flap, glue that flap. And then that flap goes around, making sure that you're centering it here, and that looks pretty good. Center it to the back, and there you go. So press this all down. Go ahead and insert your pen just to make sure that everything looks good, and then press. Yeah, so these pens right here are approximately 3/8 of an inch across here. So even if you had a wooden dowel right now, that's 3/8 of an inch, or whatever pen you guys have that you're going to put on there. If it's going to be over 3/8 of an inch, I would make this band a little bit longer. But that's a pretty thick pen. Okay, so go ahead and do that, make that, glue that down. Okay, so while we have that piece out, go ahead and grab your fussy cut piece, if you did, that says A Lady's Diary. Go ahead and grab that. And this is going to be glued right over here on the top. And I like to make sure that everything is pretty much even. This piece right here is pretty much going to go right on the top. But make sure that the side pieces are even here. Okay. Go ahead and glue that, and there's a lot of fine stuff to glue on there. You know, a white, you know, just like a tacky glue or something like that would work well. Or I'm just going to go ahead and continue on with my glue. Making sure you get up into all of those leaves and petals on the back. Make sure that you get all of that, and sometimes I even get my finger and spread the glue like that. Make sure it's all nice and covered so that we can get that down well. Okay, now when you have that, like I said, go ahead and try to center that the best you can before pressing everything down. I'm going to come over just a hair after I clean off my fingers. One nice thing with this glue is you could just rub your hands together and that glue balls up and comes right off. So that looks really good there. So go ahead and press this all down. Okay, there's that. And I think before I put this on the inside cover of my box, I'm going to go ahead and add those rhinestones. And the rhinestones that I am using are right here, and they do have some adhesive on the back, but not enough, usually not enough. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of my white glue, and this is just in Elaine's quick dry tacky glue. And you just need a little bit right there. And peel one of those off. Or if you have loose ones, those are even better. And I just put it right here. Press it down. And one nice thing about it is it does dry clear, so we don't have to worry about that. I put one here, and one down here. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm just going to go, you can measure if you want. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to eyeball it. First of all, I get the one up there. I go down here, and then I'll somewhere around there. That looks pretty good. Looks good. I think that'll work. Okay, and then I just go ahead and get my rhinestones off and add those on there. Press it down. Oops. There we go. And one more. You guys could add more if you want. I don't know. I just chose to do 4 on here and leave it at that. But if you guys want, you can even put like a big strip on there. That'd be pretty. That'd be very pretty and blingy. I love bling. Might be able to pick up this rhinestone. I don't know. Okay. You know how those rhinestones are, guys. They just are very temperamental sometimes. There we go. Alrighty. And there it is. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and let these rhinestones dry a little bit. You can leave your pen in there if you want. Just make sure that it does slide in and out well. You don't want to get it stuck in there. So if it slides well, just go ahead and leave it in there. Set it over to the side to dry. Okay, now let's go ahead and work on our box a little bit more. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this front matting piece right here. And yep, so that fits right like that. Get that out of the way. We're done with our rhinestones for right now. Okay, and then glue this piece right here. Making sure that you have those edges nice. Okay, that looks good. And I'm being messy with the glue again, of course. Let me get a towel. All right, there we go. That's better. Okay. And go ahead and apply that on there like so, and then press it down. It's already looking good. We're not even done with it yet. Okay, there it is. Okay, now you guys, if you want to add feet, I did get these feet right here, and these are from Hobby Lobby. They're the spare parts feet, and I did stain them with a little bit of gold alcohol ink, like I showed you in the last video. So we need 4 of those. Okay, guys, now we're going to go ahead and attach the feet to our box. And so I have already stained mine. And I'm going to go ahead and use just my 3-in-1. And I'm going to go ahead and glue on the inside of my foot. And then I'm going to attach it to the corner. Make sure it's nice and flush. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that again to the other side of the front. And turning it over very carefully, making sure that those feet did not move. If they did, go ahead and press them in, back in to place again. And go ahead and add them to the back. Press them in. Okay, and these do adhere well with this glue. I don't know what other glue. I'm sure you guys are not using your double stick tape to do this. I've never, don't really have that much experience with the double stick tape. But anyway, go ahead and set your box upright and press down while you're holding on to the feet to make sure that they are really down. And make sure that you have a flat surface so that you can see if your feet are even. And it looks like mine are, so we're okay there. Okay, great. So now that we have that, go ahead and grab your ribbon. And the ribbon, I am using 1.5 yards. And go ahead and tie your bow around here, around the bottom part of your box. And then it's going to be a little bit longer than what you really need. I always like to use a little longer piece so I know I can create a nice bow. And then keep making sure that your feet have not moved and that they're still flush to your box. I would usually at this time let my box sit for about at least 20 minutes, but we don't have time on our video to do that. So keep checking. If you guys want, you guys can go ahead and pause the video and let your glue dry. Okay, so we have a bow right here, and I'm going to go ahead and trim off those long ends on there. Okay, and I like to cut them at a diagonal. I just think it looks really nice. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Make that one a little bit shorter. There we go. Okay, and then they would just rest right on the top of your feet. If you want, you can glue them, but you know, many times your glue will seep through your ribbon, so be careful with that. Although your double stick tape might work well with that. Okay, now the other thing that I had, I was telling you about this, the spare parts. These are small ornate photo corners. I have one of those, and then I have these Gilded Age timeline jewelry pieces that I got at Hobby Lobby. And what I've done is I have attached one of those jewelry pieces to this hole in the photo corner with a large O-ring, and I'm trying to see, let's see, what size is that O-ring? That O-ring is a quarter of an inch O-ring. You can't get anything less than that in there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and, oops, and mine fell off, so I will attach that in a moment. You have to make sure you get those O-rings nice and tight, which I thought I already did. So go ahead and put glue on your photo corner. And then that is going to be glued right here. And I like to make it to where there's a little filigree on here, and I like for it to be at that point on that line right there. Anyway, play around with it until you get it exactly where you want it to be. So all you have to do, you don't even have to glue down on the bottom here, because, oops, let me get it over here so you can see, because all of this metal right here will be open on the back. So you really only need to glue on the top part of that metal piece. Now I would definitely let that dry for a little while there. Okay, let that dry, and maybe in the meantime I will see if I can reattach my piece here. So that just goes right in there. Let me separate that. Now you guys go ahead and go ahead and continue with yours, and then pause the tape so that yours has a chance to dry. And I think I'll do the same thing right now with mine. Okay, now that everything is dried, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attach the matting that we completed earlier, the pen mat. Go ahead and glue that on the bottom or on the back. Go ahead and glue it nice and well there. And in the middle is, and the middle is really important too. So make sure that you really get a lot of glue in the center, because there's going to be a lot of pressure with your pen in and out of the little guide there. Okay, so go ahead and attach that to the lid. You can go ahead and take your pen out so you can make sure you really get that down very well. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now while you have your box open, there is a piece that you cut here, and this piece is, let me see if I can find it on my list. That one is 3/4 of an inch by 8 inches long, and that is going to go right here. It just gives it a little, and that's going to go right here. Let me show you, get in frame here. It's going to go there to give it a little bit of decorator element right there. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and glue that. And then right here, that's where this is going to go, is right along there. Okay, it's going to go right here. Okay, make sure it's down really well. And I am still making sure that my feet are not going to fall off, because mine are still wet. I haven't taken the time to let them dry yet. Okay, and they're looking like they're coming right along. So anyway, guys, this is what you have right now. Now what we need to work on would be the file folders. And the file folders are those rectangular pieces that you cut that are 5 1/4 by 7 5/8, and you need 6 of those. And then your 2 by 2 pieces that are your tabs, you go ahead and fold those in half, punch the edges, and then these go onto your file folders like so. And so when the 3 are set together, they look like this. Okay, so go ahead and continue on with those. Okay, here we go. And I glue both sides. All right, and I've already done 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the one that I've already completed as a guide, and kind of move that piece around until it fits in the same position as the other one, just like that. Okay, so I got that done. Those 2 are done. Let's go ahead and do the middle one. Okay, everyone, you should have your file folders done by now. You do 2 that have the file folders on the left-hand side, 2 on the right, and then 2 in the middle. So you have 6 file folders. Okay, now when you can have completed that, Go ahead and get your rose mat that you cut out of a lady's diary, and also your black mat that was 3 1/4 by 4 7/8. Go ahead and glue the back of the rose mat, and that will be attached to your black mat. Now, these should match up well and have the same border all the way around. If it does not, go ahead and trim it where you will be happy with it. Okay, and then when you're done with that, go ahead and get a paper clip or whatever and attach all of these pieces together. And these go inside of your box like so. Okay, so, fell over. There we go. So those are inside of your box. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and finish the top. And I have here a piece of 9-inch wide or length of ribbon, 4 inches wide, and I'm going to hot glue my piece into a fan like so. I'll fix it up a little bit, but anyway, I'm going to have a fan and that's going to go on the top. So let me go ahead and do that now. Okay, there we go. So here's my fan. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto my box. And it's going to go right here. You can fluff it up a little bit, do whatever you need to do to it, do some more gluing, whatever looks good to you. Okay, and then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take your large flower, whether you've done the one like I showed in my video, or if you have just a satin or silk ribbon, that any of those are fine, or some kind of handmade flower, that would be even better. Go ahead and stick that down like so. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get leaves. I've cut these leaves out with a Spellbinders die. It's called Foliage, and it's this one right here. But, you know, if you have, leaves like this that are off of your silk flowers or whatever, they look just as beautiful on there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And I'm going to glue one right here. Make sure that's nice and glued down. And I'm going to put another one over on the other side. Right over here. And I'm going to kind of tuck it underneath my little ribbon or my lace right there. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with that. And then I'm going to glue some flowers down. And these are some of the white flowers that I distressed again with the tattered rose re-inking. And that'll go right here. And I have 3 of those. And one's going to go right over here. And then the other one is going to go right here into the center, in between the 2 of those. Right there. Okay, perfect. So that's what's going to happen with those. And then I have a little marabou feather here, and I'm going to glue the end of that. And that one is going to be tucked right down into my roses here. It's going to kind of go over the other roses just a little bit. You can play with it and bring those roses out a little bit if you want. But I kind of like it just peeking out right like that. Now, as well, I have a stick pin, and this is one of those stick pins that I got at Hobby Lobby in the bridal section, and that I'm just going to press down into all of this, and it's going to be, you can bend it up if you want it to stick out a little bit more. But anyway, guys, that's the box. So I hope you enjoyed making your vintage stationery box, And I hope you guys make lots and lots more because they are a lot of fun and make great gifts. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.